fair? Husband forced to accept child born from wife's adultery. Legal truth. A man discovers his wife's infidelity and faces the harsh legal reality that he is still deemed the father of a child born from her affair, raising questions about the justice of such laws. Imagine this. A man deeply in love with his wife dreams of starting a family, but one day his world shatters. He finds out that the child he raised as his own isn't his. DNA tests confirm it. His wife had an affair. He goes to court hoping to free himself from this responsibility, and guess what? The law tells him, it doesn't matter. You are still the father. A man discovers his wife's infidelity and faces the harsh legal reality that he is still deemed the father of a child born from her affair, raising questions about the justice of such laws. In India, under Section 112 of the Indian Evidence Act, if a child is born during a valid marriage, the husband is presumed to be the father, even if DNA tests prove otherwise. Yes, even if his wife has committed adultery, he remains the legal father. Is this law protecting the child or punishing the husband? The law says that if a child is born during marriage or within 280 days of its dissolution, it is conclusive proof that the husband is the father, unless he can prove that he had no access to his wife at the time of conception. But what does no access mean? It doesn't just mean we were not on good terms. It means you must prove that living together or having physical relations was impossible. Now, tell me, how does a husband prove that? A man named Gautam Kundu suspected his wife's child wasn't his. He demanded a DNA test, thinking the truth would set him free. But the Supreme Court said no. The court ruled that DNA tests cannot be ordered casually and that the presumption of legitimacy must be protected. Then came a turning point. In 2014, another man, Nandlal Wasudeo Badwaik, proved through a DNA test that the child wasn't his. This time, the Supreme Court accepted the DNA evidence and said, the truth cannot be ignored. But even after this, Section 112 remains largely unchanged. Most of the time, the husband is still legally bound to accept the child. Now, let's pause for a moment. Who is really at fault here? The wife for breaking her vows? The lover who walks away without consequences? The husband who is forced to accept a child that isn't his? Or the lawmakers who have kept an outdated rule in place? And what about the child? Should an innocent child suffer the shame of illegitimacy? Or should the truth matter more than social stigma? What do you think? Should science, DNA override the law? Or should the law protect social legitimacy? This is one of the most debated issues in Indian law today. The Supreme Court has been reluctant to fully embrace DNA evidence in such cases. But is that fair? Is it time to change the law? Tell me in the comments. Should a husband be forced to accept a child that isn't his? Should the law be changed? I want to hear your thoughts. If you found this video interesting, hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's spread awareness about this legal issue. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on legal topics that affect your life.